the biggest match of the season, and Arsenal are going to do it. We're going to beat City, and this is exactly how it's going to be done. Now, look, the mentality needs to be better, I think. And this starts with the fans, boys. I think we got to realize we're in a very, very good position in the league and in the Champions League, and it's still on course to be a very successful year. We just need to get it done. Now, look, we play low blocks against the Cities, the Liverpools. In my opinion, going away to the Etihad, in the form that City are in, the form that we're in, the injuries we have, I know we're fatigued, but we cannot play a low block. Now let me explain. 90 minutes of absorbing pressure. You have guys like Cherki, guys like Semenyo, guys like Haaland who are going to punish that. They're going to find a way out of it, and also very clinical and score. And look, if we go down in a low block, that's one scenario. We go down in an actual game where we're trying to attack City. That's a very, very different scenario. Now look, in a low block, it's always comebackable, but it's very hard. If we're going at them, that's where don't be afraid to concede. I know that sounds weird, but you got to have a reaction. You got to have that character to come back. And look, I honestly think we go at them. We can get the first one. We can catch them off guard. City have goals in them to concede. Not to mention, I think they're going to be overconfident for this. And I think Arsenal are going to be up for it. We've been second 3 years in a row. We're not making it a fourth. And there's a lot on this game. So I think they're going to be up for it. They're going to show up. And look, if you play to win, you give it a game. I honestly think worst thing that happens is a draw, which is what we need at the very minimum. If you play for a draw and you start celebrating draws to a team that I personally think we're better than, I think we've had a better season. I don't know why we just give in to these teams like City, Liverpool, whoever you want. That's where I honestly think worst case is we get battered like 2-3-0 because we're just sitting back with no creativity, we're just absorbing pressure from one of the best teams in the world. Then you catch them off guard by going for them, pressing them. And I understand people are going to be saying, yes, our front line isn't there. Our midfield is very tired. Our back line is sturdy, but isn't the most creative on the fullbacks at the moment. But I just think sitting back is a worse option, just in every possible way, because you can play for the 0-0, but that's where you get to what happens if you concede, because they have some of the best players in the world. It's going to be very hard to not have a shot on target. And also, starting Havertz up top, a lot of people are saying he's a better hold-up guy. He wins headers. I don't know if I've seen Havertz use his body to the best of his ability. In the air, on the ground, whatever you want to call it. I think as an impact sub in the Premier League, he's usually more effective. And a lot of people forget, I'm not blaming on him, but in the EFL Cup final, he's the guy that missed the breakaway with the keeper within the first 5 minutes. And look, very different game if that goes in. And that's where I think we'll actually catch City off guard. I do think we'll score first. But nonetheless, got to back the boys. They've had a great season. It can still be the most successful season in our club's history. We just need to support them, back them, and be brave here. Look, go for it. Give it a chance. Have character. I don't think they're going to concede, and I don't want them to, obviously. But if you do, don't let that affect it. Don't let the season's over, the game's over. Just fight the last minute, boys. And it's there. It's there. I know we have the capability to do it. But it's gonna obviously be a very, very big game. And look, I made a video recently about, having possession without purpose. Now this is a game you can show that you get those chances, you take the shot, you take the risk, because that's how it'll get done. You can't win games by sitting in your own box the whole game. Not to mention, they played the 4 up front last time. They know, how to counter us playing out of the back. To be fair, we did have Kepa. So we're a different team with Raya playing out the back and also, off the ball. It's going to be tough. It will be tough. And it's going to be a great game to watch, I think. I think it's, lots of cards, lots of controversy. But I think it can be very, very good times as long as we give it that opportunity. Now, what happens after this? I think no matter what, Arsenal can finish off the season very strong. And that needs to happen. Win, tie, or loss, just get it done. And again, a lot of people are just saying it's already over. This game decides everything. Like, I think the narrative can change so quick, and we've seen it in the Premier League before. We got to remember, City is the team that just drew to West Ham and Forest back to back. And again, these are two good teams that are fighting, but it just goes to show, like, one game can change literally everything. So I think we do it. We show up, give it a proper go, and I'm honestly looking forward to it. Just, I really hope, I don't want it to be a scared, timid performance where we have seven center backs on the field and we're just sitting in our half, because I think we know how that one goes. It's not confirmed, but that's basically best case scenario, 0-0. Or you go for it, you actually probably score because City have goals to concede. And worst case scenario, if you're gonna concede that way, at least you've given it a go and you can still come back. You still have that alternative, and you have that mindset where conceding doesn't mean you've lost. That is the most important thing. You can't think you've lost just because you've conceded. I think we're almost too used to clean sheets that we don't know how to react when we concede. So I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. My score prediction is 1-0 Arsenal.